How's everybody doing today? I am Foretrosake. Today we're going to dabble into a little game called SNK 40th Anniversary Collection. As I got this game probably about a week ago, it's been out for a little while. I started playing one of these games called Time Soldier. And I had recognized that it had been on the arcade only. And I swear at some point in my life I had played this game for a couple of quarters, and then never got to see it again. So my assumption here is that we're going to get to play quite a bit of it, given that I don't have to keep throwing quarters into the game, So if I ain't got to keep tossing quarters into the game, there's a good chance that I can actually get through this game. But what I wanted to do first was I wanted to show a little bit of what the SNK 40th Anniversary Collection offers to you. Because not everybody is going to own this game. This isn't going to be something that you just, oh yeah, I want to have that. I got that game. There's going to be individuals out there that are absolutely about it. I would say that there is a group of people that really love SNK games. They're just diehards. That's the style of game that they like to play. Then there's also going to be individuals like me that play a few SNK games on the NES, like Guerrilla War. And I think Athena was another game that was made by SNK that I played before. But in reality, there's not a lot of SNK games that I was familiar with. And it seemed like SNK did a lot of arcade games and stuck with arcade games for a good while. So one of the options that are on the entry screen here is the museum. So if you go into the museum, you have a list of complete works that SNK made, some bonus features, and then just some game soundtracks. So we're going to jump into the complete works. And some of the very first games that I see on here, I'd never even heard of. Like, I've never heard of Micon Kit, Safari Rally, Yosaku, Ozma Wars. I've never heard of any one of those. The coolest part about this is you click on this and you get actual first-hand drawings and advertisements that were put out for those particular games. So I find that very awesome. I mean, that is like super cool to be able to see it in its original form. What people would have saw this being in the early 70s, even actually middle 70s. So this would obviously be not in English. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on the slideshow, and it actually gives you a little bit of detail of what you're looking at, given that you can't translate it if your first and only language is possibly English. So it says here that SNK was founded as Shin Nihon Kikaku. Sorry about all that. From which the later SNK initialism is derived. So if you weren't ever aware, that is where SNK comes from. It's Shin Nihon Kikaku. I'm sure I'm butchering that 7 different ways to the sun. So we'll continue on with the slideshow. That name, again, SNK, or New Japan Project in English, will eventually become the SNK we know and love. That all began here with Micon Block. So Shin Nihon Kikaku is New Japan Project in English. I would have never known that if I didn't own this game and it didn't tell me there. I would have had to have looked that up. And then it just gives you some breakdowns of different variations of what this game, Micon Block, was. And it was the first Micon Kit series. I can say that I've actually never heard of this particular game. The Micon kits allowed arcade operators to change to new game variants by simply replacing the board inside of a special harness in the cabinet, much like changing cartridges on home systems. So this arcade cabinet, you could actually switch out different games for, and that's pretty awesome. I mean, that's got to be one of a kind. I've never heard of such a thing before, this early on. In this sense, the Micon Kit system might be considered a very early prototype for the Neo Geo system, which would come out 12 years later. And there's just some screenshots of different Micon kits. Brick breaking games were very popular in the late 1970s. Several famous game companies in Japan got their start in this genre. Micon Block's 4-digit score set it apart from most other variants, which limited scores to 3 digits. I didn't know any of that. You're learning all sorts of new things here at Foretrosake today. With Micon Kit 2, SNK innovated by adding bonus hazards like a ship, teleportation, and variable paddle size. The Micon Kit 3, known as Space Micon Block, added more block layers and new UFO hazards. So I have definitely played some block games, one of them being Arkanoid, and Arkanoid is one of my favorite arcade-style games to play. Like, I love Arkanoid. It says these minor variations might not seem like much today, but they were revolutionary for the time. How you doing, Knock? We're just going through the SNK collection. We was stopped in here to, this part here is called the Complete Works from 1978 to 1990. And I was just going through the very first one there. And then I was just going to scroll through some of these games where it shows you when they came out. And then it gives you a little bit of a in-depth knowledge on what SNK was doing with that particular game at the time. I guess these Micon kits had the availability to pull out the game boards and put in other game boards, which I find amazing because, like it said in the last scene, that would be kind of like the Neo Geo that wouldn't even come out for like another almost 10 to 12 years. Fantasy is a joystick-only action game where Vanguard has many buttons. Fantasy has none. Instead of attacking enemies directly with a fire button, players of Fantasy must learn to dodge and avoid them. I've never played Fantasy before. But once again, a lot of these games only came out on the arcade. So, unless you were an arcade junkie getting to go all the time, you probably didn't see these games either. The game's selling point was a variety of playstyles. It's like 8 different games in one. Some of these games, I mean, are really amazing to see what they look like over 40 years ago. Stages alternate between chase and rescue phases as the protagonist deals with a series of mishaps. And the game that we're going to play today is called Time Soldier. I was playing it some last night, and I was having fun with it, so I decided to go ahead and put it down and just stream it today. Avoid lions, cannibals, baboons, helicopters, pirates, and more on your way to save the love of your life, Sherry. Oh, Sherry. I hope you're having a great day today, Knock. And we got a care package in today, boys. You wouldn't believe it. The Super Mario Brothers sent in a care package today. So we're going to show an item that came in from the Super Mario Brothers. Big shout out to the Super Mario Brothers for donating to Foretrosake. At the time, most arcade games did not have an ending. They simply looped forever. Fantasy's ending screen, complete with voice acting, rewarded the player for finishing all stages. That's pretty cool. That sounds like a first. Kind of looks like he finally got the Sherry there. The characters in Fantasy are named Sherry and Tom. I didn't get to read the rest of that. So then, 1982 has a couple of games here. Pioneer Balloon Lasso. Munch Mobile, which is on this collection that I had never heard of before. Mahjong Classroom. Marvin's Maze. Vanguard 2. Mad Crasher. Gladiator. Jumping Cross. Main Event, which kind of looks like a boxing game. Canvas. I don't even know how to pronounce that. HAL 21, TNK 3, Alpha Mission. Alpha Mission, I believe, is a game that I have on NES. I'm going to go ahead and click on that because I want to see if it says anything about it being on the NES system at all. This collection, and if you really are interested in what all of this information is and everything. I personally am. I'm one of those weirdos, or maybe it's just what everybody really does like, and I don't know it. I feel like I'm weird because I like this stuff. I love seeing what the games used to be, how they even came about, and just simple information that I'd never seen before. I mean, I think it's cool to see this stuff. The Nintendo, or not the Nintendo, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Cowabunga collection has an amazing plethora amount of all sorts of information from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So if you own that system, that game, on any system, you're able to check out all of that information. So I highly recommend that if you haven't. I spent a good hour just looking through screenshots of the cartoon series, reminded me of yesteryear. Alpha Mission, sometimes called ASO, Armored Scrum Object, is a vertically scrolling shooter from 1985 which features 8 power-up armors and is its unique selling point. Armors can be stocked for later use, and since each has its own special effect, players can use specific armors in specific situations. Otherwise, the game largely follows the trend of the era. Lasers only hit airborne enemies, while missile attacks ground forces. Yeah, I've definitely played this. Like, 100% have played this on the NES. This might have been one of the very first top-down shooters that I had ever played before. And I want to say that this was a game that we owned, or maybe we had rented it at the video store, because the part where my memory is going to flux on what we had and didn't have is the fact of going to the video store was such a big deal that we would pick up games, and sometimes we would go get them again because they were only $1 for 5 days. So at $1 for 5 days, you felt like you owned it because you played through it enough to either try to beat it or you gave up on it and knew you were never going to beat that game. The idea for gathering and storing specific armor power-ups came from the staff's interest in Western RPGs of the era. Alpha Mission began SNK's love affair with the power-up. And this is just some screenshots of what the game looks like in gameplay. This will probably be the last one that we look at, and then we'll get into the game of Time Soldier, so you can have an idea of what that game is about. I am brand new to Time Soldier, so I'm probably going to die quite often. Alpha Mission's development took 8 months and was later ported to home consoles, where it got a second life. 6 years later, in 1991, SNK released a sequel on the Neo Geo called Alpha Mission 2. Okay, so I own Alpha Mission, for sure. Like, I know I own Alpha Mission. It might even be right here by me. I never had a Neo Geo, though. Kind of looks like an angry cloud with spikes. A scorpion. The composer, Hiroshi Tsuji, I'm sure I'm saying that wrong, Tsuji, wanted the soundtrack to feel like an anime. So he asked the technical crew to take hints from a particular sci-fi show that was popular in Japan at the time. The first draft of the soundtrack was just drums. He hoped to make the entire game one long drum solo, but his idea was rejected. His drum solo track remains hidden in a debug menu. I don't know how you'd ever know that. Congratulations, you broke through every area. It's a perfect play and the game is over. That's a cool picture. I'd like to have that as a poster. The powerful Thunder armor is shown here on the original painting used for the Japanese cell sheet. The Thunder armor can destroy any enemy in one hit, including bosses. Wow. That's a first. And then just some actual art. Here's some original illustrations from the exciting ASO strategy booklet. All right, so that would be a breakdown of what Alpha Mission was. We'll just go through and see what the other games were here, but we won't be going through them like we did with the other ones. Most people are familiar with Ikari Warriors and Athena. Alpha Mission on the console. So that would be the one that I owned. I don't know how to pronounce that. Victory Road, Akari on the console. That would have been one that I owned. Akari on the computer probably would have been amazing. I did not own that. Bermuda Triangle, I feel like I owned. Jongbo, Psycho Soldier, Athena on the console. I definitely own that. World Wars, Touchdown Fever. A lot of that Jongbo, so it kind of makes me wonder how awesome that game is, because I've never heard of that before. Time Soldiers, the game that we're going to play. Guerrilla War, a game that I definitely owned, but I owned on the console. I never played it at the arcade. Paddle Mania, Fighting Golf on the console. Akari Warriors 2, Fighting Soccer Chopper 1, Gold Medalist. Iron Tank, Sky Soldiers, another one of those names I don't know how to pronounce. Country Club, POW, Prisoners of War. That is a game that I have tried a couple of times, and I have not done well at that game at all. So I would like to get better at that game, given that they even put it on the collection here. Touchdown Fever 2, Touchdown Fever for the console, Guerrilla War for the console, the game that I own. I actually own Guerrilla War, complete in the box, sealed and everything still. It's not so much that I owned it from whenever I was a kid, as my little brother had given it to me as a Christmas gift about 8 years ago. He found it on eBay, I'm pretty sure, and then gave it to me as a Christmas gift. Next we have Satami Hakenden, Akari 3, Mechanized Attack, which is a game that I have on NES. Baseball Stars, I have on NES. Prehistoric Isle in 1930, Gang Wars, Super Champion Baseball. I don't think that came out on NES. POW for the console. Street Smart, Sky Adventure, The Next Space, Beast Busters, SAR, Search and Rescue. Now we're in the 1990, the Akari Warriors 3 on console, Crystallis, which I've dabbled in just a little bit. Fifi Fona has played that game before, and I'm pretty sure she said that she's beat that game. Mechanized Attack on the console, Dexterity, Little League Baseball. Little League Baseball, unless I'm incorrect, I definitely have it on console. I just don't know that it was made by SNK. So what we're going to do now is we're going to get into the game that I wanted to play today, and that would be Time Soldiers. So if you click onto any one of these games here, because they have a list of them all throughout here, Time Soldiers will actually show you a little breakdown of what the game looks like, but we're just going to go ahead and get into it. One of the things that I find the most amazing about this particular collection is that you have the option to just watch the gameplay. So if I just wanted to sit here and play one of those games like DSP does, the wrestling matches, and just watch them do their thing, we could do it that way. I definitely did that yesterday while watching, what game was it up here? Because I wanted to see Chopper. I wanted to see how they went through Chopper, which was also known as, I want to say that it was Cobra, I think is what it was on console. I can't remember for sure. But I watched a long, probably 45 minutes worth of gameplay on that Chopper. And it was really interesting. I mean, how he got through it and everything, obviously we say it's a computer, but it's one of those computer settings that they've put in there. I thought it was pretty cool. How you doing, Dead Schooled? Grizzlebees, you'll wish you had less fun. The thing that I love so much about this collection right now is that no matter how far I get into the game or don't get into the game, I have the option to save any one of the games that I'm playing. And I'm pretty sure, I haven't used it yet or anything, but I'm pretty sure it has a rewind feature built into it as well. So there is a possibility that if you were the type of person that you were just trying to make a complete run through without dying, you could do that with the rewind feature. Or you could just be really awesome and get through it and not have that problem. Rescue your comrades who have been captured and forced to travel back by Guyland. We've located them in the Time Warp scanner. I need to learn how to read faster, obviously. The World Wars. So right now, the only thing that I can tell you is that the controller that I'm using, we'll just go ahead and... Well, I thought I was going to pause this. There's a pause screen. I'm using a standard Pro controller from Nintendo Switch. Actually, I'm pretty sure these are made by PowerA. Your shoot is your ZR, and your special weapon is ZL. You actually use the two thumbsticks to direct your shot. So, somewhere along the lines, I pushed the wrong button there. So, as I'm spinning around, I'm using my right thumbstick to shoot, and then I'm moving my character with the left thumbstick. I would say that I wouldn't expect it to be that way with an old school game like this, but they definitely adapted the game to be just like you were playing the arcade. Because this is the way your arcade controls would be. I mean, it's pretty simple, straightforward. Just trying not to get shot. One shot, you're dead. Pretty sure you get 3 lives. We've died to a continue within the first 30 seconds of gameplay. So this is either going to be a really long playthrough or I'm going to try to get better. I didn't expect the guy to be right there as I shot the other guy. If they have a blue vest on, they take way more shots. Now, as you see, I got a power up there. Somehow along the lines, one of them dropped a P, and my guy increased in size. So now he takes more shots. And if I have a specialty weapon, which I picked up at some point, you hold down ZL, and ZL will shoot that specialty weapon also. So you're pretty much trying to hold all of the buttons, use both thumbsticks to direct your shot, and then you get through each area. Now, at the very beginning of the level, this is where I kind of messed up last night. At the very beginning of the level, it tells you where your comrades are first. So, this is one of the portals to go through the different stages in time. If you didn't pay attention at the very beginning to where your comrades are, you'll go into the next level and keep playing it, and you don't actually save a comrade yet. You have to go to the very first level that it tells you that your comrade is located in. And again, I didn't see where it said on that screen where my comrade was. So right now we're kind of like aimlessly traveling about. But as you can see, this is what they call the primitive age now. So you have some form of dinosaurs. I don't know what the crap those are. And you have cavemen, because I guess they both existed at the same time in this game. And you're defeating all of these prehistoric enemies. But I think we're going to do a little better than what I did last night now, because I at least had the chance. Same with the last level that I was in. If the enemy is a darker color variation, then they take more shots. So you have to sit there and shoot them more often. It kind of looks like the character is a darkish brown compared to the pasty white looking caveman here. And the screen only scrolls so fast for you. So you'll get up to an area and all of a sudden realize you've been cornered by all of these enemies. And you need to scroll back, but you can only get back so fast. Have any one of you played Time Soldiers before? Like, have you ever even heard of this game before? That's another continue, so that's 2 continues that we've already done. I mean, this guy's all over the screen. I don't see a pattern from him. Yeah, he's just all over. I thought for sure I missed that bullet. Or whatever it is that he's shooting at me. So did anybody... Oh, wow. Okay, so T-Rex. Nothing like throwing a T-Rex at me with no extra weaponry. Just my little pea shooter. And he spits fire. I mean, we all know that T-Rex obviously was a fire-breathing prehistoric dinosaur. So why I would be so surprised by the fact that he's spitting fire at me. And I've got to be pretty close to be hitting him. Like, kind of ridiculously close, if you ask me. To the point to where I could see this being a huge quarter eater in the arcades. So let's throw in another quarter. Or I could just stay back. So this is where it would be quite beneficial to have picked up one of the missiles that you can pick up throughout the game. But unfortunately, if you die, you don't continue with the missile in your inventory. And you can't shoot away any of the weaponry. So we finally did beat T-Rex. Oh, it's a twin stick. 2. Yep. I haven't played this before. It looks cool, though. Also pretty tough. And it is. So right there. So it says the next place that my warrior is was the La Place. I don't know what that is. I haven't been to that area. I can tell you that right now. The 2 areas that I've been to in this game before I stopped playing last night was the Primitive Age and Rome. And Rome was pretty cool because you've got literal guys shooting you with arrows and such. Kind of feel like I screwed myself right there. Luckily, some of these enemies are just walking right past us, so I wasn't expecting that. Oh! I have no idea what S up does. I mean, I would hope that it would make my weaponry a little better, but it's definitely not. Like, it's changed nothing. And I've got no other buttons to hit. Like, I've tried. That right there is like a laser. Which is a pretty stellar weapon. And then I went and lost it right away. Let's go pick that up. Jeez, oh Pete's. Yeah, they reset you, and you pretty much have like a... I don't know what you want to say. Like a 3-4 second delay before you're active to be hit. Get rid of that caveman so I'm not just constantly dying to him over in the corner. Not doing so well. Like I said, this is the very first time that I'm playing it for stream. This is only the second time that I've ever even tried it. So I expected to die quite often. And I'm okay with that because I enjoy just playing the games. I hope you guys have fun watching. I'm going to beat this game no matter what it takes. Given that it gives me complete continues anytime that I want from what I've seen, I'm going to beat this game. So now we're using the portal to go to Rome, and we're at the age of Rome. So you've got guys with archery shooting at me. For some reason, it wouldn't let me scroll down into this grass area. So I've been... There's certain areas that you can go, and then there's certain areas that you're cut off from. Like right now, I can't go any further than that. That's as far up as I can go. And then over here, I can't go past these pillars. I'm just rushing it too much. But I would have loved to have been able to play this game on the actual arcade. I think this would have been a lot of fun. Alright, we're back to a better weapon for a little bit, till I lose it almost instantly like I usually do. Let's hope that we keep it for the final boss here. I don't know what that final boss is. 3-headed dragon? And of course, the dragon doesn't spit fire. Now the dragon spits some kind of round balls at you. And because I don't know anything about the game as far as like strategy-wise and what you're supposed to do, when I first played it some yesterday, I kept going into these portals every time I would beat that first boss. And that didn't seem to be the actual answer to what you were supposed to be doing. Like, it really seemed like what I was supposed to be doing was finding my comrades through each area that it dictates for you at the beginning of the game. And I was failing to understand that. I just want to shoot you because I do, so you're dead. But we're going to find out while I'm playing if that actually, in fact, is true. That you have to follow that particular area. See, I can't shoot those guys there. I can't even reach them up on that hill. So you're kind of screwed in certain areas. Like, you've really got to be smart about where you place your guy. Like, where am I supposed to go there? I've literally found myself in a death valley. Lost another quarter just in that little section there. And I apologize if you can hear my cats going crazy right now. I mean, they're not too loud, but they just keep opening and closing the door behind me. And I know that sounds ridiculous to say, like, your cats are opening and closing the door, like, for real. What happens is, I have a window open because I like cold air. Like, I like it to be cool. And it's like 50-some today. So I'll leave the window open so I can have some cool air come in. And I'll kind of shut the door. I'll leave it cracked in case the cats want to come in and hang out the window, because that's what they love to do. Well, they will come in using their paws to grab under the door. And then, what the... They'll use their paws under the door to open it up. And then after they come in, the wind will shut the door. And you just hear the door cracking open and shut all the time. Like, oh, I'm definitely getting hit there. Yeah, that's my bad. But I've found that I point out on stream quite often that, oh, the cats are doing this or the cats are doing that. And then I'll try to listen back for those times and you can't hear the cats, so... Like Nox says, he's like, I can't. So I need to just stop apologizing for them and just deal with the fact that I have cats. Get over it. Alright, so we saved another comrade. And it doesn't say anything right here about where to go. So it says Deimos. And once again, I don't know where Deimos is. Like, I'm going to guess that since it starts me off at the primitive age, what I want to do is get to a portal. Try to go ahead and get rid of some of these guys. Especially the guy that gives you an upgraded weapon. See, and some of these guys, look, they're just, you can't hit them. Like, you've got to be at the right perfect angle to be able to get them. You can't just shoot from the ground level. I don't know how you shoot those guys. Just get past some of these guys right here. So we're doing a lot better with this weapon this time. Oh man, he just came right up to me. Just put his horn right into my face. Like, up through the chin, dead. Instantly. So he's definitely harder this time around. He stays a lot closer to me. And what we're going to do this time is we're going to go into the portal right away. And it says now we're going to the World Wars. No, we're going to Age of Rome. It says the World Wars at the top. So I don't know if that's the stage that I'm supposed to go to, or if that's like where I'm at in the game right now. I don't know. And I definitely cannot defeat those statues. So that's a section of the game that doesn't make any sense to me, because look, they shoot me and I can barely even tell that they're enemies. And I can't defeat them. Like, no matter how much I shoot at them, I can't defeat one of those enemies. And I wish I knew what the S up is. Like, I have no clue. But I appreciate y'all hanging out with me while I'm playing some old school retro games. Because this is where, personally, I have my favorite times. Like, playing some of these games is my favorite times. Oh man, I went right into the Pharaoh's mouth. And why there's a Pharaoh, well, I guess that would kind of make sense. Rome age, having a Pharaoh. But don't you think you'd find like a gladiator? Like, not a Pharaoh? I could be wrong. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go into the portal again and see. Okay, so that would be the next area? World Wars? I don't really know. Like, I'm kind of confused because at no point does it say anywhere on the entrance screen that I'm supposed to be going to the World Wars. But maybe I'm just missing that. So obviously we're set at the time frame of like the 1930s, 1940s, because everybody has guns now. They're not cavemen throwing rocks at me. And man, can everybody shoot? Like, wow. I'm liking my spread style weapon, Contra style, right now. I'm digging it. Oh man. It's like almost guaranteed that if I'm really having fun, I'm gonna die and lose that weapon. Oh great, now we're all of a sudden against a chopper. It is kind of crazy if you think about it, the innovations that have happened between certain time frames of wars. That now all of a sudden we have like flying contraptions and everything to be using to fight in war, where, man, there was times where people fought with rocks. Like, that was their idea of a weapon. I'm gonna toss a rock at your head. Speaking of, you want to talk about like a personal war whenever I was a child. So whenever I was a kid, we were at the trailer park where we lived, and there was like a decent sized hill that was in the backyard that was a upper level to go to the next set of trailers. And me and my brother would be in the backyard playing quite often, and on the hill, of course, because I mean, isn't that where all boys go to? It may not be exactly where the girls go hang out, because I don't know, I wasn't a girl, but I can say that most boys go find a hill and go climb it and stuff. And we were in the backyard playing one day, and I'd have been like 5. He was 3 years younger than me, so he was around 3 years old. And my little brother was always known for being superiorly stronger than what he should have been at his age. And we're in the backyard, and I specifically remember even what I was wearing and everything, mostly because of what ended up happening. So we're in the backyard, we're playing, and we're picking up different stuff and screwing around, and at one point he finds a pretty nice sized rock. And you know, when you're the oldest in the family, you kind of always feel like you got to tell people what to do. Like, not so much people, but your brothers or your sisters. Like, you always want to be like in charge, and at other times you want to protect them, right? Like, you want to be like, no, you don't do this, you don't do that. You don't go take candy from strangers. You don't go get into somebody's van that says they got ice cream or candy or something. So anyways, we're in the backyard, and he picks up this obnoxiously large rock. And because, you know, I either was jealous or didn't want him to have the rock. I'm like, hey, put the rock down. And he's like, no. And I said, you put the rock down or I'm telling mom and dad. He's like, no. And I said, hey, give me the rock. That dude wails back, throws that rock straight at my forehead. I mean, as hard as he could, he throws this rock at me. And instantly, my forehead starts squirting some blood. Like, squirting. I didn't even know that was a thing that people did. Like, I didn't even know that you could squirt blood out your head. Like, that was a first for me. Holy tank. What the crap? I need a better weapon. Holy. So, I was wearing my Bart Simpson Eat My Shorts dude with Bart Simpson on his skateboard because I loved The Simpsons as a kid, and it was white with yellow Bart Simpson, all the normal colors and everything, you know, for the Simpsons design, and blood all over this white shirt. I go running in the house crying. He threw a rock at my head. He threw a rock at my head. My mom put some toilet paper on it or something. All those memories are kind of vague because I just remember the traumatic part. And all I remember afterwards was thinking my dad had said something kind of funny because I had retold the story exactly how it happened. We're in the backyard. Doofenshmirtz picked up a rock. I told him to give me the rock, and then he threw it at my head. And he was like, why would you ask him to give you the rock? What did you expect him to do? Are you for real? Are you for real? This is my fault somehow? Because I asked him to give me the rock? I deserve to have it thrown at my head? Ain't that some crap? Like, as the victim, you never want to hear how you were the one in the wrong, you know? Like, you don't want to hear that crap. I was like, you got to be kidding me. Like, he wasn't wrong, but at the same time, you don't want to hear that. So a little tidbit of advice. If somebody's got a bigger rock than you, just tell them to put it down. Don't ask them to give it to you. They might literally straight throw it at your forehead and you'd be squirting blood, losing your Bart Simpson t-shirt that you love so much. Because what ended up happening, well, future world, I have 100% never been here. This is cool looking. But the thing that I remember the most out of it all, because I still have that scar on my forehead, I'd be happy to show you all. The thing that I remember the most is that I lost my Bart Simpson shirt because my mom said it was ruined. She threw it away. And I was mad. Like, way mad. Not cool. Like, I think I was more mad at my brother for that particular part of it than anything. That he ruined my Bart Simpson favorite shirt. Still has me down. Like, I would definitely wear a Bart Simpson Eat My Shorts dude shirt right now. I doubt that I would fit in it, but I would still wear it. So right now I don't have an extra weapon. It turns out in the future you're going to fight Transformers, I guess. Oh, man. I like how it says at the top Age of Wars now. So, like, what is past... Like, I just want to keep fighting in this level. I don't want to portal to anywhere else. I want to see where this goes. Because so far, I have collected a comrade everywhere. Oh, no. Why can't I get that? Yeah, there we go. Pew, 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 pew. I mean, I'm not good, but I've got a little better, right? Like, just a little. Oh, I should have died there. but I did there. So the game always gets you. Don't worry. Come on now. I had a lot of head injuries as a kid, and I know that's kind of comical to say out loud now, but it wasn't but like a month later that I had wrecked my bike over at my aunt and uncle's house, trying to ride down a freshly tar and sealed road. I'm having the hardest time thinking of what they called that right now. There was a special name for it. It wasn't tar and seal. It was... It's whenever they use gravel and put tar down, and then they smash it down. Chip and seal. Duh, chip and seal. So the road had just been chip and sealed, and I was riding around with kids much older than me on my BMX. And I was like 6 years old at the time, a little bit older, after the first rock incident. And I went head over on the bike and smashed my head like Freddy Krueger style. I looked like Freddy Krueger after it was all done. Minced meat face. So I'm really lucky that I'm not any uglier than I am. Because I could have been much worse off. Dude, you trapping me. I'm feeling claustrophobic right now. I don't know what you are, but you're a robotic looking spider, and I don't like you. I don't like regular spiders. Why do I want a robot spider on me? Dang. Hey man, when you come to Foretrosake, you at least gonna get some type of advice. It may not always be good advice, but it will be some type of advice. I think in my past videos, I've told people, do not watch the Big Roach. That's been my advice for some people. So, I call that advice. Alright, so we ended up top. I don't know if we were supposed to be, but we've got a cooler spread weapon. So, I'm cool with this. Oh, come on. How are you going to put enemies right there? There's like a half an inch for me to work with there. Like, it won't scroll up. Why couldn't it scroll up before? The game developers at SNK obviously lost their way. It's obviously all a joke. I think this game is quite awesome right now, actually. Like, I'm having a blast. And I hope you're enjoying some of the playthrough. Oh, we're going to fight another Optimus Prime. Dude, Optimus Prime came up and just smacked me in the forehead. He didn't even mess around with his weaponry or anything. He's just like, no, you're dead. You suck. So we're going to keep going past this one also, because I want to try to save my comrade from this particular age of war, which is future war, I guess is where we're at right now. How's your day going, Knock? What you doing today? And have you played any of that Gungrave Gore? Have you enjoyed it at all? Come on, man. Get down! I can't get down. It's a top-down shooter. Like, I'm pretty much screwed. I can't bend down. I don't think that's what he's actually saying, but it sounds like that. This is starting to make me think that I've done something wrong. Like, maybe I do need to go into one of the portals, because I have never fought 3 of the same boss in one level yet. Like, that's new. But I've also never been to Future War. Alright, so we're gonna see. It really feels like I'm supposed to go in that portal. I'm gonna go against my advice, and I'm gonna go past it. We're gonna try again. Hey, give me 1 second here. I gotta check on something here. I'll be right back. Okay, thank you for being patient with me there for a second. So what I wanted to do was, okay, Knox says I started it, but not got very far in. Most just trying to get in some rest while listening to this. I'm basically half asleep, but I look at the screen every few minutes. Well, I hope that I'm not keeping you up. But since you're here, Knock, first you get some bubbles, okay? Those bubbles are brought to you by me. You're welcome, and thank you for being such a great viewer. Second of all, at the very beginning, I said that the Super Mario Brothers donated something special to the stream. That something special was some blue light glasses. So big shout out, thank you to the Super Mario Brothers. Formerly, possibly, at one point known as the Dutch Brothers, but the Super Mario Brothers, man, they hooked us up with some awesome glasses so we don't have any of that blue light effect. Now we're going to be awesome. We're going to beat Time Soldier like never before. Watch us go. Here at Foretrosake, we are always committed to giving you the most comedic relief possible. Brought to you by the Pig Roach. Where we can make up a story, we will. So right now the story is that somebody named the Super Mario Brothers gave me these glasses. I didn't go out and buy them myself because I want you to believe that I'm completely broke and that if you don't give me all of your money, I won't be able to do this awesome content for you anymore. So make no mistake, I am broke as a joke. And without your hard-earned cash in my pocket, I can no longer provide you this cool, crisp, amazing content. Day to day. I'm gonna have to start charging you fools because you're breaking the bank here at Foretrosake. I mean, how do you expect an individual to just come and play video games that they purchased on their own for free all day long like that? Like, you've got to think that I'm some kind of rich fool. And without your money, this is all coming out of my pocket. And my children. I have kids. They want to eat. Are you going to refrain from my children having food today? That's okay. They didn't eat the day before either, so they're probably used to it by now. We're going to use the portal this time and see where it takes us because I'm pretty sure that was not where I was supposed to be. I went through it and I just could not get a comrade to show up. Wow. So this area is definitely harder. Everybody seems to take multiple shots. And it kind of looks like I might be fighting in China, even though it says it's the Age of Wars. And Xena, Princess Warrior, has morphed into multiple people. Because look, isn't that her right there? Like, right there off screen. I'm obviously fighting Sifu also, as he's throwing samurai stars at me. Not cool. Oh, Kung Fu got a little action in there. Whoa. Some of these guys are taking like 5 hits. Like, literally have to shoot them multiple times. Oh, it's a wizard. Great. Gandalf is here now to take me out. Hopefully I don't get Hufflepuffed. I would like to summon my inner Harry Potter right now. Bam. Potter style. So I'm going to assume that I need to go past. I don't know what that is. Little statues? Like, someone put statues out in the grass? Like, what was the idea of that? Oh, man. My awesome glasses did not help me there. I could not see that that was what was there. Yeah, the gunner glasses came in. Thank you, Super Mario Brothers. Man. I mean, it's just really heartfelt and feels real good when viewers go out of their way to make sure that they provide me with the things that I don't really need, but for some reason bring a new level to the gameplay whenever, you know, I can't really get through the normal levels. At least I have cool gunner glasses to make me look a little dumber. I mean, greater. Sorry, that must have been my inner thoughts coming out there for a second. Wow, this definitely would have taken a lot of quarters. How much money have I spent so far, Knock? Would you say? At least $5? Like, at least $5? I mean, we're talking 20 quarters? Maybe 25 quarters? Maybe 30? Each continue was a new quarter. I'm really confused on this. Oh, okay, this is a... I'm climbing. I'm pretty sure those guys are blowing blow darts at me right there. I mean, those are obviously ninja stars. But some of them are shooting spears at me. Oh, man. No. I want a quick dash. Give me a quick dash. Hey, I'm doing all right now. This guy has chose not to forcefully come right at me. What? What is this? This looks like an 80s character. Like something straight out of a rock music band. This is Kiss with red hair. You gotta be kidding me. Okay, this arcade would be ridiculous. Right. The cats are gonna starve. Feel bad, cats. Wait, did I not... I didn't push start fast enough. Dude, I hate it whenever I do stuff like this. Like, I'm just trying to interact with my audience. And because I'm not paying attention... You gotta be kidding me. Like, hold on. I wonder if I can rewind a little bit. Rewind. Just keep rewinding. Yes, just keep rewinding. Just keep rewinding. Please let me go back further. Yes, there. Oh! Technology rules! Oh man, that is so cool. I was actually able to rewind back in time to save my mistake. That is stellar. Someone needs to clip that crap. That is ridiculous. Like, what is the chances that I rewind far enough that I actually can go back to the continue screen and start all over again? Saving my screw up. I really was getting down there too. I was really feeling down. Big ups technology. That was so awesome. Like, I can't tell you how cool that is. Oh man. I thought for sure that I was screwed. Like, I was ready to end stream and everything. Like, nah, we're done. Yep, that sucks. Another game that I never will complete on stream. Because I was committed to beating this game with all the continues today, you know? Speaking of Harry Potter, you gonna pick up the Hogwarts game coming up? So what I did is I purchased the Nintendo Switch version, pre-ordered, I should say, and it told me that it got pushed back till July, as the Pig Roach pointed out also. Like, and it really did. Like, it says July 25th now is when it's going to be available. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to purchase it on PS5 instead, hoping that I'll get an idea of what it's like earlier on And the places that I purchase from, even though I play them, I do have the option to return them still. So if you purchase from like Best Buy, and I'm pretty sure Amazon does it also, you're able to return that game within a certain time frame. So if I'm having problems with it or whatever, I can return it, get a different game. So if it's terrible, you know, and unplayable, then I'll return it. But my kiddo is huge into Harry Potter. And I understand that it's not directly Harry Potter related, but she's been reading all of the Harry Potter books for about the last year and a half now. And I'm pretty sure she's into book 3 right now. Almost done with book 3. And she'll love to play it. She don't know anything of it even coming out or anything, but she'll love to get to play something like that. Because my wife recently found an app on my daughter's tablet. Because they have those like kitty tablets. I can't really remember what they're called though. They're not the cheap ones, but they're like the Amazon style ones. My wife found a Harry Potter game on there the other day. So whenever she's not doing schoolwork, she's playing that Harry Potter game. I have friends that are crazy about that series, the Harry Potter series. Yeah. I like it a lot. Like, I really do. I can't remember where it said that I'm supposed to go. The future world? But right now it says Altair. And I don't know what Altair is. See, this is the part of the game that I get kind of confused on. Because it doesn't exactly express to you how you're supposed to get there. Like, you kind of just have to find your way. Yeah, I would have been screwed there. Like, no, ain't happening. Dude, I still can't get over the fact that I was able to rewind that and keep playing. Like, that's still fresh in my brain right now. Dang it, man. As soon as I get a weapon upgrade. Scroll, 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 scroll. Like, it doesn't scroll fast enough at times. Get down! Wow. Just dying left and right, man. There's certain areas where I do perfectly fine. And then there's, like, spots where it, like, traps you. Like, this guy likes to trap you. And I'm just screwed. When my one daughter saw these glasses, she was like, they look weird. And my wife said, I don't know, those clear frames are kind of trendy. And I was like, trendy? Last thing I thought of myself as is trendy. Like, I'm not trendy. I wasn't going for trendy. They only had so many options, and I already have a pair of black ones. So I told the Super Mario Brothers to buy me clear ones. If they were going to get me glasses, just making sure I stick with the story that I said before. I didn't buy these. They came from the Super Mario Brothers. Big ups Chris Pratt. So I really don't know. I mean, I already screwed myself, so I have to go this way. But I really don't know if I'm supposed to... Where was I supposed to go? I'm at the top of the screen. Look, I can't go up any higher. That's as far up as it will let me go. And these enemies are literally at the top of the screen waiting to shoot me. You laser cannons, you. Yes, let's get some rockets. Just blow them all up. Everything must die. All right, let's get us. Stay back, Optimus Prime. Yeah. Oh, that was a quick death. Oh, that's why. What, the Megatron? I don't remember fighting this big one. His weaponry is very sporadic. That's crazy. If I was this far and lost my continue, I'd drop it too. No doubt, man. I was out. I was ready to be done. Like, not gonna happen. Nope. You don't do that to me. All because I was just trying to talk with my chat for a second. But that's the hardest part too, is like, I'll probably never go back and try to beat it again though. Like, and I don't want to do that. Like, I want to beat the game. I want to enjoy it enough that I'm like, oh yeah, I want to go back and try that again and not die as often. Something. Like, so if I lose now, there's a possibility of a 0 chance that I'm ever going to play this game again? It feels bad. It feels real bad. Yeah, just keep dying. It's cool. You got so many continues. Why not? Maybe it won't tell me at the end how many continues I've used. There's my buddy. That's right. You destroyed the boss monster and rescued one warrior. Wait. Last battle. Hey, man. We're almost there. Yeah, these guys take like 8, 9, 10 shots. Look at this. Like, I've been just slamming it. And it's not defeated it yet. They're like, yeah, you shouldn't have died this many times, and you should have an upgradable weapon by now. Game over? Nope. I'm not allowing that. Nope. Nope. Let's rewind. Okay. Yep. It's trying to say I have no more credits now. So we gotta be smarter now. There's one of my guys. Not cool. Like, if I've got to be more frivolous with my lives, I will. Oh, I didn't mean to rewind. That now I gotta rewind. Ah, man. I don't want to keep rewinding, but there's no way in the world that this game is... Man. Like, how are you supposed to beat this? I don't know how I'm supposed to dodge that. I don't see it. No, it's not going to happen. Nope. This is ridiculous. I don't rewind. But I can't. Ugh. I just cannot go down like this. Come on now. Somebody give me a better weapon, you know? What? I'm gonna take one random shot out of nowhere? Yeah, I know I ain't shot him any. He's just been up there hanging out. These are ridiculous. Like, now all of a sudden I gotta be like way better than what I've been the whole time. Did I have a certain amount of credits and I just never realized? Like, now I got to go back and watch this video again and see if I always was, like, running down on credits and just didn't recognize it. Like, look how many times you got to shoot these guys. Whoops. My weapon doesn't get any better right now. And they're not giving you any upgrades. Like, the boss better be super simple. Oh my goodness. No way. There's no way to beat that. Like, that's the top. Look, like where I'm at right there, I can't go up any further. And I'm supposed to get around that? It's never gonna happen. So now infinite continues don't exist. It's just not gonna happen. Yeah, I'm screwed. I don't even know what hit me there. Oh, that bullet. Oh my gosh, man. This is so annoying. Oh, man, I don't know. I couldn't be much more frustrated. I'm on a roller coaster of emotions. Like, I went from, oh, I can't continue this game, to saving the continue, to now all of a sudden, nothing. Like, I can't do anything about it. There's nothing. There's no way to, like, have a little bit more space. Look, I'm gonna, like, no matter what I do, there's nothing. Like, I can't even just go up here. I'm stuck. Dude, that is so annoying. And there's no way. There's two of them. They take 70 shots. Dude, knock. It looks like we're not getting past this. Like, how annoying. I wonder if I could rewind, save state. All the way back to where I made it. Like, you know. Oh, okay. So you guys are just screwing me all around now. Like, no matter what I do. Did I really? How did I get through that? The forces that be want to see me continue on, please. Did I beat it? Be done. Knock, we did it, man. We did it, buddy. We got through. We beat the game. I had to scam it in all sorts of ways, but we beat it. I can't believe I finally figured out a way to get those two things to go up far enough away from me. I thought for sure I was screwed. Like, yeah, let's put our name in here. Let's do this. I mean, it ain't gonna matter. 4, get down there. Wait, what? There you go. 4. That's the game, man. I was really worried there. And we took the high score. That's what I'm talking about. Well, that has been a great time. That was Time Soldiers from SNK on the 40th anniversary collection from SNK. I want to make sure that I give everybody shout outs that deserve it. We got Dead Schooled and we got Knock with the Wrench. I am Foretrosake. Have a great day. Big ups to you, Knock. Without you watching me, I might have gave up too soon. And shout out to the Super Mario Brothers. Without those gunner glasses, none of this was possible. Love y'all.